Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim from DIY Dream Weddings UK. I'm going to be showing you how to make this wedding band wedding bouquet. So these are supposed to be wedding rings, okay? And I found this lovely copper card, A4 copper card from Art Studio, which I'm using because it's got a lovely glitter to it. It's non-shed, and if I hold that to the camera you can see the details on that. It really does shimmer really nicely. So I've just come on really to show you how I've put this together, okay, and then I'll come back and I will show you some other bits as well. But I wanted to show you and explain to you how I did some of this. These circles are separate, these bands, and they're 20.5 or 20.5 centimeters, okay, in diameter, okay. And what I've done is I've cut one of them, I've cut these two circles out as whole and then made them into frames. This shaker is going to be done a bit differently to the snow globe one, which is this one here, okay, because it's a different shape, okay, and we're going to construct it in a different way. Which is why I might show you how to do some of that, even though it might be repeating some of the elements, okay. What we're going to do, I'll show you how this goes together. So we've got 3 or 4 elements that we've got to stick. We might have to stick together, okay. Well, we will have to, but not at this moment. There's so many different stages to this. So this is the back of our bouquet, okay. It's another piece of card. So you want 2 pieces of card, 1 thick piece and 1 thin piece, okay. This is for the back of your shaker, and the other piece doesn't matter, it can just be any thick card, like a cardboard box or something, because you're going to cover it up anyway, okay. Put a hole in there for your handle, okay, and this is a foil box. This is from a foil box. It's just a tube from a foil box. So then what you'll need is to choose something to back your bouquet with. And I've chosen this card. I thought we'd have the same on the back as on the front. You can choose whatever you like. Make sure you choose it before you put it together. Okay, so that's what the plans are with that. So we're going to put it all together. But first we're going to ribbon the edge so it's nice and pretty along the edge. Okay, and before we do all that, we're also going to cut some more letters out from the inside of this ring at the top here, just like this one. And I've got forever written on here, okay, backwards, because if you turn it round, because it's a single faced card, you've only got glitter on one side, you really have to think about what way you're writing these letters on. So you need to also work out where you want your lettering to be. And if I turn that over, you can see, you might be able to see, that's going to come sort of there. And I don't mind if it's not straight. You might, but I don't. Okay, so we're sticking all these elements together to make our lovely wedding band wedding bouquet. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. And I've just worked out how we're going to do it. So you also need a piece of acetate, so that you can put that onto your shaker as well. So just letting you know how this is all put together. The next part of this I'm going to do is well, my plan was really to stick these 2 hoops together, okay, but what I realise now is it might be easier for me to cut the lettering out first in case it goes wrong, okay. So do all the bits and pieces I need to do first before I start doing the shaker. So what I would do with this is I will start to cut this out. So I'm going to take I've got a cutting board here and I've got some knives. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, I think you can, this is all written backwards, because then when I turn it over it'll be the right way round. Like I said, this is single coated card, so only one side's pretty, so that's the only way you can really make it work. Okay, so make sure you put your letters on the right way round. And then what I do is I just basically bring my knife and cut through. Should be coming a little bit more, maybe coming just a touch more, and I'll move it around as I go along. It's because of the coating, I haven't got a metal ruler, so I'm going to have to do this freehand. Well, I can do it with a plastic one, but you have to be very careful if you do it with a plastic ruler and a sharp knife, because you can actually end up cutting your ruler. So just use it as a guide if you're gonna or you could just use something straight instead of a ruler. Okay, try and bring your knife down that same bit that you've just put, you know, the same groove that you've just cut. Okay, this is a very sharp knife, this one. I originally didn't have a cutting mat, so what I did was I used a piece of board instead, piece of cardboard instead. So yeah, because it's got this coating on the front, it can rip a little bit, and you might see a bit of white, which is so it's not the easiest card to work with. You might decide you might want to work with something else, and it's harder for you to cut through because. So try and start from the bit where you just, the end where you've just cut, and try and link all those bits up that you've just cut. And what I do normally is I just try and do the straight edges first, and then I just cut that out. Okay, this should pop out now. Should do. There we are. So if I turn that over, that is what you should have once you've, that's quite, try not to bring your letters too close to the edge, because you will, this will be very thin. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to stick these two bands together. I've already cut all this out along the edge here, and I'm going to stick the bands together. So drum rolls please as I do this. I'm going to do this side first because this side isn't cut. Okay, it's not cut in half or anything. So it's the first time I've done this, so do bear with me. Okay, so we needed to position this on the back of our shaker, so it's really difficult to think how I want to do this now, but I'm just gonna not worry too much about it, too much of the edge. I'm gonna just, it's just hard to get it's going to be hard to get the glue gun under there, but I'm going to do my best to try and get that on there. Okay, so that's in the right place. Because what we really want to do is we just want to glue that together so that we can put our, if you saw the snow globe wedding bouquet, you know what I mean. So that we can put our tape on the back and put our shaker together, because this is going to be the frame for our shaker, and if it's all glued together, it'll make it easier for us to judge where to put the tape on, and the acetate and everything. So that's about right, and don't worry if there's a little bit around the edge, because you can always cut it off. So we're just going to have a look and see where that comes. I'm a little bit frightened in case it's not right, but yeah, no, that's fine, because look, you've got this around the edge here, a little bit around the edge there, so you can actually, if you want to, cut that down. Okay, because that card comes out a bit more, so that's fine. Now what I want to do is put some ribbon on the back of these letters. Okay, so we're going to do that. The ribbon that I'm thinking of I'm going to do is the gold one. I wasn't going to do the gold, but I am going to do the gold because I've got less of the gold. And if I turn this over, what I want to do is cover, it's quite wide, try and cover the whole of those letters like that. So this is the first time I've done this, everyone, so It is a little bit tricky because I don't know whether these letters are all going to be the same width, but we're looking for that sort of effect there, so you can sort of see the letters, the ribbon through the letters. Okay, so we'll start with this one because this is more tricky than the others. I don't know if that actually does. It's a little bit wide, but I think if we adjust it right, we'll be all right with that. I hope we will anyway. So I'm going to stick that on like that, and I haven't never done a shaker like this before. Like I said, I haven't never done it like this before, so do bear with me if this doesn't quite work out the way I'm planning on it working out. And actually, when you did look at the other video, I'm going to cut this piece off, you will see that this has slightly changed from when I first planned on doing it. So there is a video on here that actually does say I've come up with an idea. Okay, but it's not the same as this. So have a look, and that's where I started with the idea. So if you want to have a look at the I didn't think this was going to happen. It's kind of fraying a little bit here around the edge. I don't know, the bits of the card are coming off there. So don't pick a card that's got a coating on like this, because that's what you'll get. But there we are, you can sort of see how that's going to work. And we're going to go round and we're going to basically cover all of our letters from the back like that, and then cut the ends off. Cut the end. That's how I'm going to do it anyway. I don't know if I'm going to... So how am I going to go about this? I've never done it before, so it's all trial and error. Hopefully that it'll just be a lot of trial and not very much error. Let's hope. Let's hope that's the case. Okay, I'm gonna cut that off. Because as we go on with these projects, we do start to improve on them. We start to realise what materials we can use and all that. And the other thing about this card, see what I mean? That looks really good. But the other thing about this card is it's not the easiest to cut because it's 300 GSM. So you really don't want anything really that thick. All right, so don't get 300 GSM because that'd be really hard for you to use your knife to cut through these letters. You might be able to find some, not letter stamps, but you know those sort of, has to go that way, won't it? It's just trying to find, if it's not wide enough, I might have to. Oh, that might just work. See, the thing is, if there's a bit of white or something behind that, will that show? If I do that, will you be able to see? Oh, that'd be all right. Okay, so it just looks so close to the edge, it looks like it might not work, but I think it will. There's things that you can use, like little stamps that cut things out, and you might be able to find an alphabetical one or something that you could use rather than cutting these out with a knife, if you know what I mean. So so don't make your letters too wide, okay, because they need to be, they can't be any wider than the ribbon you're going to use. So you really have to really kind of, you really have to plan ahead with this one. This isn't something you can just do just like that. You really have to think. So there's a little bit of a gap there, but I don't think you'll notice it. What materials you're going to use and all that sort of stuff, you really have to plan ahead when you do this, and how you're going to put it together. So I'm hoping that these videos will help you to decide that. Okay, there we are. See, can you see that? That's really nice. So I'm going to go away and carry on with that, and then I'll come back and show you the next bit. Okay, so yeah, so don't forget to like this video if you like what you see, and you can comment below, let me know what you think, and also subscribe to this channel if you'd like more videos just like this one. So yeah, okay then, bye for now.